Welcome back to MMA Sucka Fight fans. My name is Nate Freeman. I'm joined today by Elle Wagman. She's fighting next Friday, May 20th at FAC 14. Elle, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I I could be better, but I just found out yesterday I have COVID, so I am
Oh
doing a
no.
lot of stuff here at home. But
Yeah.
I'm here now, feeling good. I don't have any symptoms or anything really at this point, so um, but enough about me. Let's go ahead and talk about you. You're fighting, like I said, next Friday. And this is your first fight training out of ATT, American Top Team. You moved from um, Glory MMA and Fitness from Kansas City with your fiance, Grant Dawson. Grant had his first fight with ATT. And going through that whole fight week process with him for his fight against Jared Gordon in the UFC, did that give you a good idea of potentially what a fight week with that team is going to look like?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't actually go with Grant. I don't corner him. We keep that pretty separate. I let him handle his business. He still corners me because I want him to, not because he enjoys it. So I wasn't there with him, but I had a really good idea of what the coaching was like. He was super happy with the way his fight week went. Obviously, his performance was phenomenal. He looked great. I think he made a lot of improvements while we've been here the last couple months. And he really enjoyed having Mike Brown, Thiago Alves, and Thiago Moises in his corner, and they were all really great. I was able to communicate with them that week, see how he was doing, see how he was doing through the cut, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. And digging a little deeper, I know that there's not any bad blood or any ill will towards Glory, in that you both moved to ATT um, a couple months ago, like you said. Um, can you go into a little bit more detail as to why that was the case? Was that really one of you pulling the other to convincing the other to go, or was that something that you both decided as a couple that you both needed to go to a new gym, or what?
So we made the decision together. I actually did move without ever trying out the gym, which was very nerve wracking. However, I had a lot of faith in Grant's decision. He absolutely loved the gym when he came down here. We really just needed a change. Will never have a bad thing to say about Glory. I loved my time there. I was at Glory for over 4 years. I absolutely love the coaches. I absolutely love my old teammates. Um, I'll never have a bad thing to say about the gym. And it's a fantastic gym. They're still producing a lot of talent. At the time, we just needed to change. Grant had been there for 8 years, which is literally twice as long as I've been there. And I think he was just burnt out with Missouri. He's like, I want to live somewhere with a beach. I want to live somewhere where there's no 11-degree winters and crappy snow on the roads. I just want to get out of here. And I absolutely understand that. Just feeling stuck in the place you're at and needing to change to be able to level up. Anytime you go through major changes, you're obviously you're going to need to progress to be able to move forward. And I think it's exactly what we needed at the time.
For sure. Now that you are at ATT, who are some of your main people that you're training with, main training partners, and who are you going to have in your corner for your fight?
So this fight, I'm actually just taking Grant. It's an expensive trip, and it was just simpler to do it that way. Tiago Alves is actually my head coach for this camp. I've loved having him. He's been fantastic. He's controlled my whole schedule. He's checked in with my weight, my training, how I'm feeling, everything every single day. I see him every day at the gym. He handles my one-on-one sessions. He schedules my sparring sessions. I love having him. He's a fantastic striking coach. He's been my main coach. I've been working a lot with Pahumba on my jiu-jitsu and Steve Mako as well. I love his classes as well. He's been helping me a lot too. I've kind of just been trying out all the coaching staff. I feel like I'm getting great stuff from Makaho and Cattell as well on the striking side. So I'm really enjoying having so many different looks and so many different coaches. As for training partners, I'm on cloud nine, man. I've never had atom weights consistently to train with. it's just never happened for me. I'm either training with dudes or I'm training with girls who are quite a bit bigger than me. So to be able to have multiple atom weights, so I train with Elise Anderson a lot. She's actually fighting the same day as me, so I'm really excited for her.
One championship, yeah.
It'll be in the morning since it's in Singapore, so I'll get to wake up, watch her get her win, and then go into my fight day. Really excited about that for her. I train with Kayla Rocco a lot as well. She is a beast, man. She kicks my ass every day. So I love getting to train with them. She's got great boxing. Elise has fantastic jujitsu. There's also another atom weight there who has yet to have an amateur MMA fight, but is a super high level wrestler. Her name's Jordana Matamoros. She is going to be making her MMA debut here pretty soon. So she's a beast too. I have all different looks. I have good wrestling, good jujitsu, good boxing. They're all in my weight class. They're all high level. It's a fantastic group. I also train a lot with Asia Cortez. She's fantastic as well. Good wrestler. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, I would imagine kind of like with smaller gyms, a lot of heavyweights have problems finding training partners. I feel like on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like atom weights have a hard time finding people their size as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I had like one girl that I trained with off and on that was my size, but it just wasn't regular, you know?
Yeah. So, going into your fight, you're fighting Kara Vislosky. Tell me what you think about her as an opponent. Talk to me about how you see the fight going and all of that.
So with Kara Vislosky, I think she's she doesn't initiate a whole lot. So I think I'm going to have an opportunity to really work on my striking. I feel like people look at me as a grappler, and I've given them a lot of reason to do so. Like all my finishes are by submission. I initiate in the clinch in the past, even when I don't need to. And so I think this is a really good opportunity for me to have a solid striking performance. I've been studying a lot of film. Most recently, she fought the girl that I fought for my pro debut. And while she has made massive improvements since then, I felt her power in the cage. I felt what that was like, and I know that I was very dominant in that fight, and I think I'm going to be very dominant in this fight as well. I think it's a really good opportunity for me to try some new things and show that I'm not just a one-trick pony.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about your mental preparation? What have you been? Has there been anything on your mental side that you've been focusing on, like visualization or anything like that?
Man, I'm 100. I live in Florida now. I walk outside and there's palm trees and it's 80 degrees. Like I haven't been in this great of a mood in a long time. Like I feel like for the mental side, what makes me feel the best is just studying, working hard, and taking care of my recovery. I watch a lot of film. I actually have started upping my film. Most recently, I'm doing a podcast with Dave from Fight Bananas. We're doing Betting Bananas now, which has been an absolute blast for me. So it gives me an opportunity to study the fight cards each week, pick bets, utilize my fight IQ, and improve my fight IQ as well. So I've been watching a ton of film, not just on my opponent, but my old fights. I've been watching a lot of some different strikers. I'm training at the same gym as Joanna now too. I've been picking into her old fights as well, trying to adopt a lot of that striking, that range control. So a lot of that mental preparation for me is just study.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I was gonna talk a little bit more about this podcast. I know that, like you said, Dave Van Auken with Fight Bananas, you're doing a podcast with him. Give a little sneak peek. You just recorded last night for one. Give us some of your picks for this coming weekend. Like, what are some picks? Who should people bet on?
Yeah. So I actually have been. I was messing around on my bookie last night and checking out some of the parlay odds, and I actually have a 5-leg parlay that I want to say is a plus it was like a plus 1900 something. And that parlay is Jan Blachowicz. I think like anytime the former champ is an underdog, you have to put something on him.
Yeah,
And Jan is a guy who has finished some of the highest level guys in the division, and he's the guy who beat Izzy. And so you have to respect that. You have to respect his power, but you also have to respect his grappling and the fact that Rakic has yet to fight a super high level grappler. And I think that I think Jan is a good underdog to put some money on. Another underdog I really like for that card is Amanda Hebus. She's also part of my five leg parlay. Caitlin Chikagian is bigger. She is great at range control. However, she doesn't have a ton of danger factor. And I think if Amanda Hebus is smart and she just decides to walk forward, i.e. Jessica Andrade, I don't know that Amanda Hebus is going to put her away in the same way, but I think she can absolutely get her down and dominate on the ground. She is the second leg of that parlay. The third leg of that parlay, who I also think is one of the best bets for the night, is Jake Hadley. I don't know if you watch a lot of Contender Series. We watch it religiously every year. I love Contender Series. I love seeing those guys making their way into the UFC, but that dude is the future. He is incredibly well-rounded. For a guy who isn't even in the UFC yet, he has a solid resume. He has beat some high-level guys in Bellator, Cage Titans. Dude is an absolute monster. So he's a lock for this weekend. And the last two legs of that parlay are Verna Jandiroba. I think she's too well-rounded. Her striking is too solid for Angela Hill. And I also have that fight going the over 2.5 rounds. So it's a lot. I know 5-leg parlays are hard to hit, but I feel like those are some good odds. You at least got to throw like $10, $20 on something like that if you're getting almost plus 2,000 odds.
Yeah, no, I like them all. Those all sound like good picks. And yeah, good call on Hadley too. Hadley's a really well-rounded fighter if he can get his weight under control. I know he missed weight in his Contender Series fight.
He did. I know. I believe it was the first time he'd ever missed. And I don't think he'll have problems with that anymore. He's made flyweight plenty of times, but yeah, that man is a monster.
For sure. Now, going back to you and sort of on the Contender Series, I know that the UFC and the Contender Series doesn't have an atomweight division, and you don't want to look too far past this fight, I'm sure. But what do you see as your fighting future being? Do you see? Are you hoping that the UFC creates an atomweight division? Are you looking to move to Invicta at some point, or what?
I mean, of course, I'd love to see the UFC add atomweight, whether that's during my career or after, just to see the sport grow for women, because there are a massive amount of high level 105ers. I believe that the highest level 105ers are at 1FC. Right now, those girls are the best in the world at atomweight, and so that's where I've had my eye on. But I'm just ready to. I'll go where it takes me. You know, I know Bellator has done some 105 fights in the past. I would be thrilled to help put together a division for them. I would be thrilled to join the 1FC atomweight division. There's fights for me plenty of other places if the UFC doesn't add that weight class right away.
Sure, yeah, for sure. Moving on a little bit, you and some other people started this thing called Immortals Fight Club. Can you explain what exactly that is? And I know that it's NFT and sort of crypto based, so you may want to go into a little bit more detail for those who aren't as knowledgeable about all of those kinds of things.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm super excited about Immortals. Like I'm just so stoked. We have such a good team. We have so much backing with the fighters that we're going to be working with. So for people who aren't familiar, NFTs are non-fungible tokens. The easiest way for me to explain that is it's digital real estate. So it's an asset that is they're coded on the same blockchain as cryptocurrency. So just like if you invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can invest in NFTs in the same way. You hold them in a crypto wallet just like you would your crypto coins. The nice thing about NFTs, though, is they're usually linked to some kind of artwork, audio, etc. And there's a lot more application for them going into the metaverse. So for people who aren't familiar with the metaverse, we are basically going to live in the movie Free Guy in the next 10 years, which is a really good movie if you guys haven't seen it. But we are like with the Apple glasses, with virtual reality making huge strides in their technology. We're going to have so many cool opportunities technologically with the metaverse. and with investments in the metaverse. You can buy literally digital real estate. You can buy virtual plots of land. Some guy spent, I think, almost 2 mil to be Snoop Dogg's virtual neighbor in Sandlot. So you can there's so much application. I'm so excited about it. The thing that makes Immortals very near and dear to my heart is our mission for the MMA community. So all we want to do is we want to allow fighters to have other revenue streams besides fighting, because that's so necessary. Our bodies can only do this for so long. We have to invest. We have to have other ways to make money. And I really am excited to help to do similar to what Marshall Eno's doing. We just want to create a community that supports fighters and supports fans. So we're connecting fighters with their fans. We're giving opportunities. We're going to move towards live events eventually as well, building a community. And we are also planning to gamify our NFTs, which I'm really excited about. So essentially what our NFTs will be is they'll be characters of the fighters that we're working with. I don't want to get too much into it, but we'll start dropping the names of the fighters that we will, and giving sneak peeks of the art on our Instagram and our Twitter. So go follow Immortals Fight Club if you want to see some of those. We'll be dropping those here pretty soon. But we'll have the characters, and they'll have different skills. So then when we gamify, you'll be able to fight your friends as your NFT character, as your fighter.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never really heard of the gamified version of that. It's that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be badass. I mean, there's so much application for games just within the metaverse, because that's generally what, like, a lot of gamers are going to be moving towards the metaverse to play VR games and move to that world. So the application, man, you can do anything. You really can. You can connect any kind of value to your NFTs. You can stake crypto with your NFTs. There's just so much opportunity in that world.
Now, how did this all come about? Like, I know you talked about having a mission for serving fighters and making sure that they have additional streams of revenue. How did you get involved in this itself specifically?
So a buddy of mine, an old teammate from Glory, actually approached me about the project. His name's Alan Olivas. He's an awesome fighter, awesome dude. I love Alan to death. So he actually turned me on to NFTs in the first place, because I was like, God, man, like, this is stupid. There's no way. There's no possible way that this is gonna last, that this can be valuable. And I realized I sounded exactly like my father talking about Bitcoin, and I was like, okay, I can't be that guy. I got to learn about this. So I kind of dug into it more and more. And then he was like, hey, I really want to mint our own NFTs. Like, would you be interested in starting a project? So we teamed up with one of our other teammates at the time, Florina Niantu. She is a brilliant coder. She is one of the smartest people I've ever met. So she's coding everything for us, helping build our website, coding the smart contracts for the actual NFTs, so that there will be like legally binding contracts connected to those. Alan's wife, Aleli, she's an accountant. She's phenomenal. She handles all of our money, because none of us are good at that. She is on our team as well. And then Joey Mion, who is one of our other friends, he is our Discord manager. So I don't know if you're familiar with Discord. It is very new to me. I did not discover it until I started getting into NFTs. It's so foreign to me, but he codes all of our bots, manages our Discord. So we have a really great team. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that all sounds very exciting. Excuse me, exciting. Yeah. So before I let you go, obviously you shouted out Immortals already, but what other ways can people follow you? Can people follow Immortals and everything that you're involved with? Do you have any sponsors that you want to shout out or anything like that?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at @the_Ruthless_Elle Wagman. Definitely follow Immortals Fight Club as well. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. I am on Twitter, kind of. I believe my Twitter is the Ruthless EW, but I'm not there a whole lot. I'm on the Immortals Twitter quite a bit more. I want to shout out First Form. I absolutely love First Form. He sent me this awesome soft T-shirt that I love. But that best supplements, best gear in the game. I love the brand.
All right, fantastic. Elle Wagman, thank you for your time and best of luck in your fight next week.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, take care.